What's going on, y'all? Today we got what if Michael Jordan didn't take 5 years off? Let's get right into it.
Everybody knows Michael Jordan took some time off to play baseball, retirement. I'm still mad at him for both of that. He missed a number of games. How many games did he actually
Yeah,
miss?
so in 93, 94, he took off the whole season to play baseball. That was 82 games. He came back the next season for 17 games, so he missed 65. So for the baseball, he took off 147 games. And then with the retirement, the 98, 99 season through the 2000, 2001 season, he took off 3 full seasons or 246 games. So add that up, you got over almost 400 games.
400 games, and you know MJ runs those numbers up. That's a lot of stats out the window. So
Nah,
if
definitely.
MJ played in those
Definitely
400,
though. Definitely though. I think about that though. Those 5 years that he was, you know what I'm saying, not playing. Whew, it would have got bad. Yeah, I'm just thinking. Let me know what y'all think, man.
games.
He
What
would
do
be
you
at
think
the
those
top of the
numbers would
ladder
look like?
list.
We applied career averages to all those games, and then what we also did to be more reflective of how he was playing at each point in his career is when he took that 2 years off for baseball, we took his average from the year before and the average from the year after, and we did the same thing for his retirement period, those 3 years, and applied those to those games.
It's such a sin, man, because he was actually in the prime of his career. And a lot of these conversations, I feel, wouldn't be taking place today if he didn't do all that. But
Yeah, when he took off those 2 years for baseball, people forget he had just won 3 straight championships, and he won 3 straight when he came back. So what could have happened in those 2 years? Instead of just he could have possibly gone 8-0 with 8 straight rings, which would have been unmatched.
well, who's gonna argue that he wouldn't? Argue with me, I dare you. Argue with me that he wouldn't have won 8 straight. You know what I mean?
I
The proof
mean,
is
who?
in the pudding. He won three, took two off, came back, won another three. So those 2 years in the middle, who's gonna knock him off? I seen something recently. He said I took pride in keeping rings away from Karl Malone, Charles Barkley. There was a third guy. I don't remember who it was. But he
Yeah.
locked a generation of superstars, of Hall of Famers from getting rings. Think about that. Locked them. Nobody eats while I'm here. We broke
That's
it down
different.
to the bone bristle. We ran them numbers. Ryan was in the lab. Now tell us, where does those numbers that he missed, where does that put him in every major statistical category?
Yeah, so if you just take the 147 games that he missed during baseball and you apply those averages we talked about, it puts him fourth on the all-time scoring list, third in all-time rebounds for a guard, second all-time in steals, first all-time in blocked shots by a guard, and then it puts him anywhere from 30th to 32nd all-time in assists, which, obviously that's a bigger drop-off. He was a shooting guard, but there's not many shooting guards above him when you apply those numbers, and that's just for the 2 years that he took off for
Yup.
baseball.
All right, so those are the two baseball years. Now give me those three retirement
All
years.
right, so if you forget about baseball, don't add those numbers in, just the retirement, and you do those averages. He's first all time in points, just with those
Whew.
3 seasons added. Second all
Yeah.
time in rebounds by a guard. 20th to 23rd all time in assists. Second all time in steals, and first all time in blocks by a guard.
Woo. Now wait. Question. Where does that put him on the list of scoring? It puts him first, but by how much over Kareem?
Not by much, just by very little. With just those 3 years, he'd just be over Kareem at this point.
Interesting. All right, now let's add all of that together. Where does that put him for his career?
All right. Both those periods, if he had not missed any time and he had played those games, he would have played
About to get different.
1,465 total games. In points, he would have been first by over 5,000 points ahead of Kareem. In rebounds, he would have been first all time by a guard. Now, I will caveat that just saying, like, today's basketball is positionless. If you call LeBron a guard, he would have more rebounds than Jordan, for instance. But Jordan would be first from just a straight guard standpoint. In steals, if you take his career average, he would have just passed Stockton, been first on the all-time list. He'd be first all-time in blocks by a guard,
That
I
is
think
different.
by like over 150 blocks ahead of Dwayne Wade, who was next. And then on the assist list, he would have been 14th or 15th if you added in those 5 years. 14th or 15th all time in assists, which I don't think most people would realize.
Well, put it in perspective. Where's John Stockton on that list?
On assists,
Yeah,
first.
he's first. So John's in between John Stockton, who is known to be the assist guy. That's what he's known for. There's only 14. There would be only 14 players between John Stockton, the greatest assist server in the NBA, and Michael Jordan. Hey, Ryan, you keep talking about steals, blocks. That sounds like defense to me.
Yeah, so people don't realize, but Jordan is the all-time leader, tied with 2 other players, in first team all defense. He's been there 9 times. He was first team all defensive selection, and only 2 other players have matched that.
And if he did take off them years, he would have had that by, you know what I'm saying, by like two, 3 more, 2, 3 more first teams than him. At least 2, 3 more, I ain't gonna lie. If MJ never retired, never took the breaks to play baseball, oh, bro, you would be out of here, my brother. I would not be able to help you nothing. You know what I'm saying? Thank God, MJ. You know what I'm saying? Thank God, MJ ain't doing all that. It'll be a fake impossible, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll fake be like, y'all just, yeah. If MJ played all those years, bro.
Obviously, the glove.
It would have been bad.
A defensive stalwart for his entire career. And Kobe.
Ooh, Kobe too.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would have thought it was Rodman. Rodman was a 7-time selection all-time defensive first team. And then LeBron's 5-time. But only the 3 of them, Peyton, Kobe, and Jordan, were 9-time first team selections.
Wow. And that's not even known for his repertoire. He's the scoring champ.
Yeah, I mean, he was what, 10-time scoring leader and 9-time first team all defense. He wasn't taking breaks on either side of the ball,
Yeah, but I mean, because you're the 10-time scoring champ, it overshadows defense. He don't get the credit. The glove, we know the glove is locked down. When you think the glove, you think of Gary Payton, you think of defense. But now you got to think, when you think of defense, you got to think of Michael Jordan too.
If Michael Jordan hadn't taken off 5 years in the prime of his career and still a high performing time of his career, would this debate that we have look any different? I think that's the question,
There you have it.
Hell,
You guys.
what do y'all feel about that? Yo, let me know y'all feelings in the comments. I know y'all probably about to be like, yo, if MJ played them years, boy, bro, you know what I'm saying, bro, you a pup. You know what I'm saying? I already know it. Y'all about to go crazy.
How I feel.
I
6
already
out of
know,
8
man.
years. If he didn't take off those 2, it probably would have been 8 in a row, and I'm standing on that. And now with these numbers here, put those extra 1,000 games and change in the mix in the all-time list, and it's pretty clear. There's pretty much no argument. Who's the greatest? Who's the GOAT? I don't want to hear all that other talk. It's not for me. I know who the best is. I witnessed it. And if you grew up like we grew up, you've seen the greatest player, the greatest competitor of our time completely dominate a total era without any questions asked. And his sneakers are better.
This is the first time I've seen anyone look at this debate, the GOAT debate, in this way.
Yeah.
And I think it does answer some questions. Now, obviously, you could look at, okay, LeBron's missed some games for injuries or sat out, and everybody misses some games. But I don't think that's the same as taking off 2 years in the midst of your prime, 3 years when you're still competing at a very high level, and he could have kept going through those periods, right? I think had he done that and this had been the results, I don't think there's any question at that point about greatest of all time, because first in points by over 5,000, LeBron's averaging, 27 a game this year. He would have to play the remainder of this season and 2 more seasons to catch Jordan averaging 27 a game, which would be quite an accomplishment. But still, I think to be first in all-time points by over 5,000.
Yeah, like if Jordan if he did play those years and he got 8 chips and then he's number 2 in scoring if Bron passes him. Still, even with him 5,000 ahead of Kareem, let's say Bron still passes Michael. I don't care. It don't matter. Michael got 8 chips at this point. 8 in a row. 8 in a row. Probably go have 8 Finals MVPs. 10-time scoring champ. 9-time first team on defense. Bron. You're done. You know what I'm saying? Just know. If this actually happened, bro, it would be over. Like over. Like. But it does go to show you though. If you put the years that they played and just compared like the amount of years that they played, Jordan's stats are just better, bro. And he did more in less time. And I do agree with that argument. That does prove a sort of greatness. But if LeBron just keeps going though, if he keeps going, because we talk about hypotheticals right now, and LeBron just keeps going, man. If he keeps going to 45, 40, 46, what can we say, my brothers and sisters? What can we say? That's all I'm saying, man. But yeah, man, if this actually happened, bro, done deal, no argument. Ron, get your ass out of here. You know what I'm saying?
To be first in rebounds by a guard, top 15 in assists, first, maybe second in steals, but right there, and first all time in blocks by a guard.
Come on, bro.
Potentially with, let's call it 8 rings. The next 3 he's not gonna win, let's say, but let's say 8 rings.
Like, and that's the thing, and that's another thing, bro, because he got a chance to win after the '98 season. He could win that '99, that 2000 maybe. I don't think they ain't look that old to me, y'all. They ain't look that old. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, bro. So it's like, Jordan never retired. If he never went to play baseball, whew.
To be 8-0 in the finals, to be a 9-time all-defensive first-team selection, 10-time scoring champ, I don't know that you can argue much from there.
Yep. And did you see Jeff Van Gundy? Jeff Van Gundy said today. Now, do you know basketball better than Jeff Van Gundy? No.
Nope.
And he said if Michael Jordan was to play today with those same rules, with all the less physicality, he would average 40 every season across the board. And that comes from Jeff Van Gundy. I didn't say it. That's what he said. 40 across the board.
You know what I'm saying? I'll say it too. Word. He would definitely average 40. Today's, you know what I'm saying? 40 ball. Easy. You know what I'm saying? But I also think he'll average what he needs to average to win. Because he was averaging 37 back in the day, and they wasn't winning, so he's like, all right, let me chill. You see it in the stats. He got to average what he need to average to win. I feel like that's what he would do. And if it's 40, it's 40. If it's 45, it's 45. He'll do what he need to do. Let me know how y'all feel about this one in the comments. This is a good video. I like this video, man. Because boy, oh boy. And then we got to check out the Magic one too. Because what about Magic? Magic already #1 at point guard for a lot of people. I gotta really check out a little more Magic to really get my list, my point guard list. But we're gonna check out Magic too, man. Check out the comments. Let me know what y'all feel in the comments, man. Click on the last reaction, and I'm out of here. I like these videos, man. Let me know how y'all feel about these. These fire.